8th grade going into freshman year was a really hard time in my life. I was getting severely bullied. 8th grade is when I really lost like all my friends, and I was just going to school and it felt like I had like a clown costume on, and like everyone was just always making fun of me, which mentally destroyed me. And I remember that's when the vaping and the smoking got really, really bad. I bought a vape from my friend in school and I didn't even use it. Wasn't able to use it. I actually gave it to my friend, and I found out my sister had told my mom that I bought a vape. I remember getting home and she was asking me all these questions like, where's the vape? Where is it? What'd you do with it? And I was lying to her saying, I never bought a vape. I don't know what you're talking about. That's not me. That's not who I am. And then I came clean about it because it was just so shameful of lying to my mom and keeping it from her, keeping it from my family, my dad too. And I remember my dad picking me up and going for a drive, being in the car, and my dad just asked me like what was going on, and I never had the heart to tell him how depressed I was. And I just remember breaking down crying, and I just felt so shameful that I couldn't even talk to my dad about what was going on in my life because I shouldn't have been depressed. I don't even know what I was depressed about. It was just the fact that I was sitting there and I couldn't even tell my dad what was going on in my life. I didn't want help. I didn't want to talk to anybody about it. I just wanted to figure it out on my own. But I couldn't do that because of the shame I felt. Freshman and sophomore year, I was still depressed and had a lot of anxiety. So when vaping wasn't enough, I started smoking weed. I knew it was wrong and I knew I was going behind my parents' backs. And I knew I shouldn't be doing it, but it was the only thing that was getting me through school and getting me through the day. I was living a life of shame where I couldn't tell anybody about what I was struggling with or what I was going through. I wanted to figure it out on my own. I didn't want help from anybody, whether it was teachers, family, mentors, anybody. I just wanted to figure it out on my own because I felt like I had all the answers to my problems, and that wasn't true. I did need guidance. I did need help. One night, I went out with my friends and we smoked, and it wasn't hitting me, so I kept taking a hit. I remember going to get up to go back to the car, and it all hit me at once, and I got super high. I could barely walk. When I got back to the car, I remember just feeling so shameful and lost in life and questioning myself, like what was I doing with life? Where was I going? I remember closing my eyes and just instantly just seeing this like white vision, and I just felt the love of God come over me, and all the shame was just wiped away. And I remember him saying, Dom, I have not called you to do this. This is not who you were supposed to be. I've called you to do bigger and better things in this life. When I opened my eyes, my vision was clear, and I felt the love of God just washed over me, and he just wiped away all the shame and guilt I felt over the last couple years. And he made me sober-minded in that moment, and he just made me feel like a brand new person. I'm 20 years old, and I have fully given my life to Jesus, and it's the best decision I've ever made because he fully healed me from depression, anxiety, feeling the shame and guilt of smoking and vaping over the years when I did it. I now have a great group of close friends that I can go to about anything and make sure that I'm always doing good and always checking up on me. If you are struggling with this, I just want to say seek the help you need, whether it's family, friends, but most importantly, seek God, because that's who healed me and got me through everything of my hardships during that time of vaping, smoking, dealing with friends, and shame and guilt.